very special guest joining us. Easily one of the most exciting players in the Jets offense, and we got a little soundbite for him.
Stays on his feet. He's gone. Touchdown, Jets. Bilal Powell takes it all the way.
We got Bilal Powell joining us. Bilal, it's Joe and Tyson. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Well, Bilal, first of all, we thank you very much for your time. I know you're wrapping things up before training camps. We definitely appreciate a couple minutes.
Oh, no problem.
So, Bilal, I guess our first question is you are no doubt a fan favorite, man. When you re-signed with the Jets, everybody was super excited. What has it been like playing in New York?
Man, it's been a pleasure, man. You know, you better come ready to work, man, with the hard-nosed Jet base. And, man, like I said, man, one thing about me, I just come in and do my job, and I give 100%, man, every day.
Bilal, my name's Joe, and I want to welcome you to the show, man. I know a lot of players on the team, they love Todd Bowles. And I want to get your thoughts on what is it like having him as a head coach?
Man, I like Todd a lot, man. You know, you get a guy that played in the league for 8 years, Super Bowl ring, smart football player and as a coach. And one thing about Todd, man, he don't sugarcoat nothing. He keep it 100 with his players, and he expects the best out of us. You know, when it's time to joke, we joke, but when it's time to play and be serious, man, it's time to strap it up, man.
Yeah, we hear that from a lot of your teammates, man. Everybody's got a lot of respect from him. He always demands the best. And, Bilal, as a very explosive running back, what can you work on in the off season to maybe try to, even improve your quickness or your agility or anything like that?
Well, with me, I do a lot of hills. I do a lot of band work, resistant work. With me right now, man, 7 years in, I don't think I can get any faster. I can just, maintain what I have right now. But, man, I just do a lot of resistant work, man, and a lot of explosion workouts, and I do a lot of repetitions. Try to keep my muscles a lot leaner for muscle endurance.
And one of the things, as a member of the Jets, you've had a chance to play alongside some great running backs from, Daniel Tomlinson to now Matt Forte. How's that been, and what have you learned from them?
LT, with my, coming in, it was a privilege playing behind him, man, just seeing how he approached the game as a professional. And, right now I'm tagging along with Matt Forte. Of course, he's been consistent throughout his career. And, just seeing how he see things develop and, being able to just talk and make adjustments together just to see what he sees and, just soak it all in, man, as much as possible and just teach the young guys.
Bilal, kind of going back to your work on the off season, you catch a lot of footballs coming out of the backfield. What do you do to prepare yourself for that role in the off season? Are you doing any catching drills? Because I know there's a lot of wide receivers that catch bricks and they catch all types of things just because the football is a lot softer than those things, and it's easy to catch after you're practicing with those drills.
No, I just catch footballs, man. I get a couple close friends that I play with in college, man, to come throw me a couple balls if I don't have a current teammate to come out and throw, or some guys from other teams to come throw, man. I'm not catching no bricks. I don't take it that serious, but I try to get out and catch a couple balls throughout the week, man, and try to get on the jugs machines when I can.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of people have different training methods, and it's great to hear that you're just out there doing what you love, catching footballs and having fun with your friends out there and practicing as well. As a back, when you line up pre-snap, what are you looking at when you're looking at the defense? How are you, what kind of things are you looking at to determine what hole you'll hit to get the biggest run?
Well, first off, we just got to start with our scheme. And then I usually try to do mine as far as I read the defense, see where the defensive linemen are lined up, and then I identify my linebackers and then my secondary. And then usually from there you can tell from studying film where most of the pressure is coming from. You got different stunts on the D-line, but most importantly knowing where my offensive line is going and who they're blocking. Makes it a lot easier, so that way now you can just react off instincts, instead of guessing or whatever you're doing when you're running the ball.
Yeah, that's very good, absolutely good knowledge there. And you talked a little bit about your offense. And you got a new offense this year. John Morton has brought it in. What are your thoughts on his offense, and what are the challenges of learning a new offense like his?
It's the fifth one, man, in 7 seasons. So it's been a journey, man, for myself. But just learning the West Coast offense, man, it's real complex. But once you learn it, man, and once you understand the concepts of it, it's a very fun offense for a running back, man. It puts us in different places to get the best matches against the defense. And, you know, like a guy that can catch the ball like myself and Matt, you know, it allows us to be much more like that, what am I trying to say? I would say it'll put us in the best place to do what we do best, you know, be able to get the ball in space. And like I said, man, once you get that offense down, it's very fun, man.
And once again, we're speaking with Bilal Powell, who's very kind to give us a few moments right before training camp kicks off. And Bilal, do you put any pressure on yourself to accomplish more each season? I mean, you had a good year last year. You have fans excited. They want to see you get more reps and more touchdowns. Do you put pressure on yourself to keep getting better?
Man, I always want to be better, man. Every day, man. I try not to, you know, to get complacent, man. You know, just seeing the guys that came before me play this game and what they put in. You know, I don't want to ever give less effort than that. You know, and one thing about me, man, is I keep my head down and I do my job and I try to lead the younger guys and bring everybody along by the way I approach the game with my attitude, by the way I approach practice. And, you know, hopefully we can go out and just have fun this year and win some games, man.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, man, you've no doubt become a fan favorite because of your play and your passion for the game and everything else. And, you know, there's a chance the Jets, they're trying to, you know, work in 2 young quarterbacks with Bryce Petty and Christian Hackenberg. As a running back, what are the ways you can help those guys, like, pick up the offense and just make them feel comfortable?
Well, number one is make sure you protect them. You know, give them time to get the ball off, make them feel comfortable in the pocket, and you know, allow those guys to go through their reads and progress, and 2, just be extra eyes for them in the backfield. You know, communication is, you know, if they make the wrong check or don't see something, maybe we can, you know, say something to them before pre-snap or something. And, you know, like I said, with Matt and I being veterans, man, that's something that we can help them with.
And, Bilal, you brought up protecting them. What have you done to kind of become a better blocker?
Man, one thing about blocking is, number one is attitude, man. Because once you second-guess it, man, it's usually too late, man, because you're giving up, you know, 30 pounds, almost 40 pounds against guys that's coming in on blitzes from linebackers, man. So my number one thing is just having an attitude to do it first. And, you know, whatever you do with your coaching, just take coaching. Trust your technique. Trust the technique that your coach is trying to teach you. And, you know, if you feel like you're lacking it, always stay a couple minutes after practice and just do an extra reps. If it's on a moving dummy or having a teammate come out and just do some extra little light moves on you.
Yeah. Absolutely. And, you know, what's crazy is a lot of fans don't understand how important a positional coach is for you. You just brought it up. You just said take your coaching. Can you please tell us what you learned from a coach like Marcel Shipp? And even though he's departed, what are you working on with Coach Stump Mitchell now that he's here?
Well, when you get 2 coaches like that, this is my 3rd coach right now. And, you know, I've been blessed enough to have coaches that actually played the game for a very long time and one of the highest levels. So they know the game. And to stick around for, you know, the amount of years that they did it, you have to stand out as something. And, you know, most of those guys, a couple of those guys were special team guys. So, of course, they had to do what they had to do as far as blocking or whatever they were called to do. And once you understand that everything that they teach you is to benefit you, you have no choice but to learn from it, man. And just being coached by someone that actually did it, it's a lot easier to take in when you get someone that really, you know, they didn't play the game. They only teach you from what they saw and not what they did. And like I said, man, I've been had the privilege to have 3 coaches now that played the game for a very long time.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you look at your situation as a running back, your offensive line, your first lines of defense, and we just added a guy, Kelvin Beachum, to this offensive line. What are your thoughts about him, as a left tackle, and how does the performance of the offensive line impact your play?
I think he was wrestling an injury or something. He really didn't get too many reps. But as a person, man, he's a great person right now, and I look forward to seeing what he can bring to the table for the team, and just having those guys up front, man. It all starts up front on both sides of the ball, man. It's always trying to control the line of scrimmage, and one little block that's missed, it messes up everything, man. And one block that's big, and it can spring a long run. One little technique. It's more than what you see on TV or what you see when you're sitting in the stands. I can tell you that much, man. And what you see while you're sitting in the stands or while you're watching on TV is totally different from what you're watching on film. People might sit in the stands or on TV and say, "Why he ain't hit that hole?" Well, maybe because the run wasn't designed to go that way, or it wasn't designed to go that far. You got different run schemes. You got gap schemes, stretch schemes, inside zone schemes, trap schemes, and people have to understand that. So it all starts up front, man. That's the most important thing.
And once again, we're speaking with Bilal Powell, who has been really cool to give us a few minutes and some excellent insight on his play and the team. Bilal, are there any running backs that you like to watch play and learn from?
One of my favorite running backs to watch is, Jamal Charles. I like to watch him a lot. I know he's battled the injury, currently battling the injury or whatever. But man, he's just all around back and do everything. He's a little undersized, but still, you can't measure his heart. And I just like his game. He can run inside, outside. He can catch the ball, he can block. He can do everything.
Now, Bilal, I know you watch, all the film of all the season, that you play. And I don't know when you watch film, because I watch you, and you got a lot of swag in your run. You get out in the open, you're shaking guys, you're absolutely brushing off corners, guys trying to tackle you. And I know you sit back and you watch film, and you must go like, what are these guys trying to do here? I'm Bilal Powell, man. You can't touch me. I'm shaking your boots, and I'm getting on. You can't see me out here. I know you do that because I do that when I watch you. I say, what is this guy thinking? Does he think he's Bilal Powell? Is he out of his mind? You know what I mean? You made so many plays this season. And I want to get your thoughts on this. When you watch that film, what is your favorite play that you were involved in this season?
Man, my favorite play, I think it definitely had to be the run against San Francisco, down on the 5. I mean, it wasn't long, but it was one of those runs where, like, it was just all determination, And you can see it was a couple of guys in the backfield. Like I said, one missed block and can mess up a whole play. And, when I got hit in the backfield, man, all I can remember is just keep your feet moving, man. That's one of the number one things you learn as a runner. Starting from part 1 is just keep your feet moving, man. And my coach always said, if you keep your feet moving, good things will happen. I just remember looking up, man. Next thing you know, I'm in the end zone. So.
Absolutely, I remember that play, man. You was looking like a beast out there. You was absolutely on that play. Like you said, it was short yardage. You dominated. But going into this season, many experts seem to be picking against the Jets. You heard different things from different media outlets. Does that motivate the team at all?
Man, I can't speak for everybody else, but the way I do it is I mute everything out, man. The only thing that matters is what's in the organization and how we prepare and how we approach every practice and leading up until our first game, preseason game or regular season game. You can't allow other things on the outside affect what's going on in the locker room or what's going on around us. Even if, we're doing bad, I live by, you're never as good as people say you are and you're never as bad as people say you are. So I go on about my own business and like I say, man, I just try my best to be the best teammate I can be by the way I approach, the game and go on and help the younger guys come along.
Well, Bilal, first of all, we want to thank you again for joining us tonight. Like I said, you're a fan favorite, man. The fans love you, and you're such an exciting player to watch. Do you have a message for the Jet fans out there?
Stay tuned. It's a grind. It's a day-to-day grind, man. Just stay tuned, and we will put it together.
Bilal, thank you very much for your time. Best of luck this season. Stay healthy and just kick some butt, man. Put up some big numbers.
All right, thank you.
Man, have a great night. Thank you. All right, Joe, Bilal Powell joining us. We want to thank, him for joining us because that was just phenomenal, man. Like, if you didn't want his jersey before this interview, I'm pretty sure you want it after the interview.
Yeah, absolutely. Just hearing his perspectives on football, man. I love talking to players on this team, but I could not wait to talk to Bilal just because he talked about all the work that he puts into footballs, all the things he does, in the off season as far as just practicing drills, catching footballs with his friends. He's out there preparing his body, just keeping his muscle lean so that he can endure the season. There's just so much, especially when you talked about the coaching, how, the impact of a coach that has played the game, that can tell you, what it's like, and he can tell you, how you to take a step and do different things because he's been out there himself. Just an absolutely great player to talk to, and I cannot wait to see him out there this season.
The other thing, too, is just the mindset where he was like, listen, I want to make my teammates better. I want to work hard. I want to keep my head down and just work hard and just do my business. And that's what you need to establish the right culture. That's the kind of team-first guy, the right attitude, the grind it out. That's the attitude where you change your culture.